face done. In moment, I'm just going to clean up this mess. Just waiting for my electrolytes to kick in. I have to finish them, but I gotta go for a run. And I just want to keep my computer open for any messages. That's my work password. Does anyone else do that? Oh, look, my battery is dying in my camera. I am shocked. Okay. There we go. Anyway, how cute is this? Base. Rose gold was the right choice. I was also just watching Kiki Chanel on the barista cups. I got a lot of problems with this whole barista thing. Y'all are crazy. Do you remember Stanley Cups from last year? It's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, this is the first week of September, so I was going to use a back-to-school kit for this because my nieces were they were going into grade 12, and I'm like, we need to commemorate this, but this is also the week that me and my sister went to Toronto for my aunt's partner's big, 90th birthday celebration, and because my sister had time off. So I thought I would use this kind of garden party kit. It's very cute. So this was Labor Day, so we were off of work. We still had the cats. My sister and Brett were in Sask. But we went on a little family walk. Got some groceries. Did some meal prep. Just a solid all-around day off. It is currently Saturday. Oh, I forgot to cut the little Friday off of this girl. So I am going to go for a run here pretty soon. I went to the gym the other day. You know, if it's going to be the off season, we got to be focusing on the lower body because training kicks off in the new year for BMO half. Yeah, so I made my ankle real angry. Turns out I can't do strength. There's too much flexing involved for certain exercises, so I'm gonna have to take my plan from Christian, and I'm just gonna have to really adjust it, which is unfortunate because all of the exercises he gave me are very tailored to my normal injuries that I tend to find myself with, so that sucks. But I do get my first ankle injection next week. I gotta go change the battery. BRB. Okay, we're back. I already forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, how I made my ankle real mad. So I'm gonna have to really take it easy. Yesterday I didn't walk to work with Cammie. I got dropped off. A, there was a rainstorm, and B, obviously my ankle was mad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But when I got home from work, so Jason came and dropped off the car at my office after work because I had Cammie and it was First Friday, and I just wanted to the only First Friday I went to was in August when we coincidentally went to August Brewing. Just because I've had family things or appointments that have kept me out of the office on Friday afternoons. So when I got home and I took off my shoe, I was like, my ankle looks swollen, which you don't notice when you're wearing your shoes because, so I took my sock off and I was like, oh yeah, that's swollen. So I put my sock back on And then I sent a photo to Christian. Bless my physio. He has to put up with all sorts of shit for me. I was like, that's swollen. And he sends me the office gif of Pam going, yep. I was like, fuck. So I just got real mad. I was like, I want to run tomorrow, but that's crooked. Because it's going to be sunny. So I was like, please let the swelling go down. So just last night, I put an ice pack on my feet and I pulled some stickers. And here we are. It is not swollen. So I am still going to go for a run. It's the weekend, so it's going to be an easy run anyway. I was going to run over the Burrard Street Bridge, but I think that might be out today. That goes here. So this was back to work. My sister and Brett were back, so cat sitting was over. I fed them in the morning, and then I said, your humans are home. And then we went to work. After work, we went to the Vancouver Canadians, had a second dog days of summer at the baseball park, so we did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we walked home. Cammie was big tired. So this was my second last day in the office. I did bring Cammie to work with me, so we walked to work. And then when I got home, I baked some cookies so that Jason A had cookies while I was gone, and B, I could bring some cookies to Toronto. Oh no. Don't be haphazard with your stickers, Ashley. I need to be back though from my run and picking up my ankle injection prescription is at the pharmacy. I gotta go pick that up, which either is going to be my coverage for like medications and stuff through work is spectacular. Everything is covered. And if something isn't covered, it just goes to Jason's insurance. He just gets a cash allotment through his company. So the pharmacist called me when the sports med clinic sent in the prescription. And she was like, just so you know, this is a medication that sometimes most of the time, insurance companies don't cover. And I was like, okay. So she was like, you might have to pay out of pocket, but we'll try submitting it for you and we'll see what they say. We'll let you know when you come to pick it up. So I said, okay. What is it? So that I know what I'm paying for. And she goes, so the 2 injections is, what would she say? It's like $450 or something. I'm like, pardon? So yeah, I'll find out if I'm paying for that or not today. That's super fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This is the day that we went to Toronto, but we take the red eye to arrive on Friday morning. And so that, I can still work. It was already a short week. I definitely wanted to make sure I was caught up is not the right word, but, organized to be out of the office. So I went to work. On my way to work, I had to pop by Life Labs. I don't remember what I was doing. But it wasn't blood work, so I must have been dropping something off. And I went to work, and I had my we do performance reviews in February, but we do a mid-year check-in every fall. I guess not. It's not technically fall. This might be a little too small. Let's pick a different sticker. So my mid-year check-in went really well. And then I came home and I had to pack. Always fun. You never know what kind of weather you're going to get in Toronto in the fall. It's not fall, but you know, as the seasons change, you just never know what you're going to get in Toronto. Cami, this was her first experience with like just me packing, because obviously we packed to go to Eugene and then to Fino. But she was like, I only see one suitcase and I don't like where this is going. And then we watched football, had dinner, and then we met my sister at the train station. And then we went to the airport. Cami walked with us to the SkyTrain and she was apparently not amused. When we left, she was like, pardon me? So apparently we walked into the station and then you'd like turn right when you get in the station to go through the fare gates and then down the stairs. So Jason was walking back. So at the back of the like ground level train station. And she just was like looking for us. Poor girl. And then we took the red eye. I slept. My sister did not sleep. Sucks for her. Let's just put this little lip balm here. So we got into Toronto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So we stored our bags at Pearson because I couldn't get confirmation if the luggage storage place was still at Union Station downtown. So I was like, we're not going to bring our stuff. We'll just fucking pay an exorbitant amount at the airport. Because my sister hasn't been to Toronto in... It's got to be at least... It's at least 12 years. So I was like, let's go downtown. So I was dressed, ready to go for a run. And my sister was going to come, but because she had like a larger carry-on, she had 2 large carry... Give me my sticker. 2 large carry-ons. She didn't want it. They charge you per bag, so she was like, I'm just going to pay for 1 bag. So she went for a walk. She tried to run. It's just too difficult to run with a bag on your shoulder. And then I went for a nice run. It was hella windy. And then we wandered around downtown. She got a coffee after. I got an iced matcha. We went to Winners to go get me a sweater because it was hella windy. And then we went for brunch. And then we headed over towards where one of my colleagues shared office workspaces are. And I said, if you have time, we can like run and grab a coffee somewhere in your neck of the woods. And we just couldn't make it work. But not far from where he is Kensington market area, so we went there. And then we just did like a big walk through downtown. Me just trying to keep my sister awake. And then we headed back to the Union Pearson Express or whatever it's called to head back to the airport to go pick up our rental car. And as we were getting close to the train station, there was a downpour of rain. So that was super fun and fucking random. Welcome to Toronto. And then we headed out to my aunt's house. She lives far out. Not far out. I live downtown, so like, you know, anything is far for me. I'm going to say like an hour outside of the city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we headed there and then we went straight out for dinner. And then after dinner, I went to there was a cannabis store that was right next door. So I was like, hello, I would like some cannabis, please. And then he was like, are you a member here? I said, I actually don't live here. I live in BC. And he was like, all right, well, I'll just give you a discount anyways. I'm like, you the best. And then Saturday was Doug's 90th birthday party. My sister went to bed this night. I don't know, probably 45 minutes before I did. Excuse me. She was done like dinner. Guess who forgot to finish her electrolytes? Oh, it's cold water. So we both slept in. Felt like new people. So we helped set up for the party, and then I went over to the hotel to go pick up my aunt and her husband. Other aunt. They live in Niagara, which is where we went on Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we did. The whole family came, including the Catholics. Love that for me. But I got to see my cousins, Brandon and Nicholas, who are grown-ass motherfucking adults now. It's the absolute fucking audacity of them. Let's just cut this little box. So we did shots together. That was... So yeah, the last time I saw them was... Oh, God. Fred's funeral / celebration of life. Pretty certain, yeah. Which was in 2017? Yeah, because I think 2016? Because Adelina passed in 2015. Pretty certain. Adelina is their mom. So they would have been teenagers, but like... I don't know what the school structure is like in Ontario, but maybe like they would have been like middle schoolish age. Now they're in university and you can drink with them legally. So that was Fucking weird. So we did shots, and then I was like chit-chatting with family and stuff inside after like the party was over. And which one of them was sick? I'm pretty certain it was Nicholas. Everybody was making fun of Brandon because he can't hold his alcohol, and then fucking Nicholas got just absolutely hammed. It was quite funny. And then they left, and then we went to bed, and then the next day we woke up, we had breakfast with the fam, and then we picked up Bob and Marie, had a little chitty chat, and then we drove them back. Me and my sister drove them back to Niagara because my aunt has had seizures, so she can't drive at this moment. Seizures do run in the family. It's a bit of a problem. And then I took my sister to Niagara on the lake, to Niagara Falls. We went to the Starbucks there, obviously. We need more coffee. You pay literally like 40% more for Starbucks at Niagara Falls, so don't do that. And then we came home. My aunt gave me her transponder because I obviously used the car that we rented. I hate these new neighbors. God fucking help me. She gave me her transponder so I could use the toll highway because it's very expensive if you don't have a transponder. It's very expensive regardless, but it's more expensive if you don't have a transponder. So she gave me hers. The fucking greatest thing in the world. A little rough on the way out to Niagara, but when we came home, I was flying on that highway. I understand how the speed cameras and such work there, so, I'm not flying too bad. No tickets have arrived in the mail. But yeah, that was that. We did see a rainbow, which I'll try and remember to put the photo in here. We saw a rainbow, so hi, Bree. Oh yeah, on Friday, I was on FaceTime with Jason, or on the phone. I think it was just the phone. Cammy sat on a wasp. So he immediately hung up with me and called an Uber and took her to the emergency vet. They were there for quite some time. She's okay. That was a wild evening. Nothing I can do. I was far, far away and exhausted. Oh, but yeah, there it is. In all of its glory. I actually think this turned out really cute. It's definitely not the vibe of the party. Doug is a farmer, and the theme was very like John Deere-ish, but this is my version. Anyway, if you like the video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!